Hi, my name is Maya, and today I'm going to share with you some very important information I have found on the use of technology in children, specifically ages 0 to 5. So, first of all, I remember when I was a child, I spent a lot of time outside, playing in the woods, playing with my friends, using my imagination for a lot of things. I had a lot of fun, and I think I turned out okay, for the most part. But sadly, I have seen a disturbing trend, which I'm sure you all have seen as well. I've seen parents giving their children tablets and cell phones at the youngest age 2 or 3. Um, they use it as a distraction in restaurants, in public areas, shopping malls, grocery stores, parks. I've seen them use it for a discipline mechanism. If their child's acting up, they just hand them a tablet and they're easily distracted. This sounds like an easy fix, but it can have some seriously devastating, harmful effects. So, according to urbanchildinstitute.org, what happens in a child's first 3 years of life is crucial to the development of their long term cognitive, emotional, and social interactions. So, it's very important that the child gets a lot of social interaction during these first years of life because it's going to determine what happens in the rest of their life and how they develop. So, discipline, physical touch, comforting, playing with your child is very important. If you hand your child a tablet, they are missing out on all of these aspects and they're not going to develop. Their brain's not going to develop correctly. So there has also been another study by Gene Saunders, a UA family science professor. He says that the average person is bored 40% of the day, which is almost half the day. A lot of us turn to our cell phones and tablet use to relieve this boredom, which is okay, but we're also robbing ourselves of real life interaction. The tablet, the cell phone, that's a fantasy world. That's not real. Sure, like looking on social media, you get to see what people are doing, but it's not in real life. They could be lying about it. There could be a lot of different aspects. But back to its effects on children specifically, it can be very harmful to them during their developing stages because once they learn that that little tablet's going to be the thing that keeps them entertained when they're bored, they're always going to turn to it. They're not going to learn how to have a normal conversation with someone or interact with someone because they have that tablet option. So it's going to stunt their emotional growth and their social growth, which ultimately leads to their inability to mature as fast as they should, which Concordia University in Irvine, California, recently did a study on this, saying that children born in the 1990s have matured at a normal, faster rate, as opposed to children born in this new century in the 2000s. So children in the 1990s matured at age 15, and now children are starting to mature at age 17, which could directly correlate with the over-technology use, robbing them of social interaction. A very specific example of how bad technology use can be to children, and this is an extreme example, but it did happen. A mother gave her child a tablet. He was 6 years old, and she let him use it 24 hours a day whenever he wanted to. After doing so, he started losing interest in all other activities. He no longer wanted to play baseball. He no longer wanted to go out and play with his friends. He didn't want to do anything but be on his tablet and play Minecraft. It was even to the point where he was having dreams of cubes from Minecraft every single night. So one night she went in his room, found him sitting up, eyes bloodshot, staring straight ahead in a trance, and his tablet sitting beside him. She had to physically shake him to get out of that trance. That's very scary, and that should never happen. And that's the potential side effects of overuse of technology. Another study by the Journal of Adolescent Health has studied the aggression and overuse of technology. So out of 9,405 Taiwanese teenagers, 37% of them reported aggressive behavior after the abuse of technology. They reported it can be very addictive. Dr. Wybrow said it is as addictive as cocaine. Also, Chris Rowan, a pediatric occupational therapist, did a study and found that in order for a child to develop properly, they must get 2 to 3 hours of rough play a day. And that affects their ability to develop planned movement patterns, their posture, bilateral coordination, and self-regulation. If they're glued to their tablets, that's not going to happen. They are pretty much stuck in this false world of distractions, and they're going to basically be zombies when they grow up. So while technology is great for educational purposes, we definitely need to start paying attention and observing our children when it comes to the overuse, and we need to put limits on it and, teach our children how to interact in the real world.